What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing game 1 of our MAAC tournament against Mount St. Mary. This was streamed over on the MAAC Twitch channel, so go over there and follow them. This is their recording. This is not mine, but this is the gameplay that my team Siena had against Mount St. Mary. So if you enjoy, hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. More Rocket League content coming soon on this channel. And a little update on what's going on coming soon. Enjoy it. Peace out.
Finals, or sorry, a championship on Saturday that we have going through. So lots of fun stuff coming your way, but it looks like the game is ready. Players are in. Let's get it started.
And why don't you take us in? You know these teams the best. How about you bring us in to start things off here in game number 1? Let it rip.
All right, here at midfield, 6 is going to be taking it across, going to lead it on the Hawk, but it is going to eventually be knocked down back to midfield. Jobster going to try and clear it out, but it will be held back in by Mount as 6 trying to get along the wall, but it will be held back in Siena's end as Jobster getting around King Julian to midfield. Taken here by 6. 6 gonna bank it off the corner, gonna look to double it in front for Hawk, but it is blocked just high.
What would you say, Dandro?
Let's see here. It's very scrappy. I'm curious what you think about this as the Rocket League guy, because we're seeing some early aggression already.
Oh, absolutely, and the aggression is paying off. I mean, look how deep you see Siena going into the enemy territory here of Mount St. Mary's as they manage to find the angle. And speaking of angle, being able to get that one to roll right on in past the last defender as Siena will take an early 1-0 lead.
Coming off of the kickoff here, you can see Siena continuing the aggression that we saw earlier, just keeping this obviously in the Mount St. Mary's position. They're trying to do their best to get it out of here, but they're just not letting it happen. Sitting consistently on the defense, it's going to be very difficult. They're feeling the pressure now, obviously, after Siena puts it into a 1-0 lead very quickly. They need to get it out of here, push this downfield.
As Mount St. Mary's getting a little bit of zone time here, Fuzzy holding it in, being cleared out by Hawk to midfield. King Julian going to be carried here by Jobster, ahead to Hawk, shot tipped up high. 6 gonna follow up, and the save, and it banks off the inside of the post and out. Now to midfield, Jobster demoed, Hawk bumped, but Siena will gather as 6 gonna fire that down, gonna look to follow up, bank it in front, nobody there to take the pass. However, as McMahon gonna take this through, King Julian gonna bank it across in front for Fuzzy, not able to get a touch on it. Still held in here. And it will come out to midfield. 6 gonna fire that out. Jobster takes it from him. Comes to midfield and out. 6. And Siena holding a decent amount of possession as 6 gonna hold that in still. Fuzzy gonna try taking it out. 6 holds in, or Hawk, sorry, as this one sells down here for McMahon to take it out, but 6 will regather it, and both teams are sort of volleying it back and forth in the corner as, or not McMahon, McHayden. Sorry, the picture is a bit blurry on my laptop, but it is eventually cleared back out, and both teams not really able to gather anything as I say it. Hawk into a wide open net, 2-0 Siena.
And you talk about Hawk with a Hawk eye. I mean, taking the long shot all the way downfield. Nobody home there for Mount St. Mary's, as that's going to be an open net. And, you know, I just want to take a moment because, again, I am, you know, friends. I have friends in the Rocket League community, right? And I just want to give a shout out to the homie Jobster there. We used to play together back in the day, and we're actually friends on Steam. Jobster, again, it's been a while since I actually played some rank, but we used to run a couple of rounds together. So it's good to see them still, you know, keeping the dream alive and staying competitive.
Woo! Big demo out of the air there. Okay, Jobster, you called him out. Hawk trying to get a little aggressive here. 6 up over the top. It's looking good. And 6 with the clean goal. 3-0, boys, for Siena. Only roughly a minute and 30 seconds remaining. Siena is just putting on the moves right now, and you're kind of getting into that territory where a lead like this is very hard to come back from. Mount St. Mary's, they have to change the strategy. They have to change the plan, because right now what they're doing is not really working out for them. And off of this kickoff, seemingly they've gotten a little bit lazy as they're again leaving the net wide open.
This comes back out to midfield 6, and as you mentioned, Mount needs to make something happen, and very, very quickly, as King Julian gonna try centering that, but it will be taken by 6. McHayden gonna put a stop to that. Settles back down. Fuzzy going to bank it off the wall, gonna try making something happen before Jobster takes that away, and now it's Hawk trying to generate something, but McHayden will end up clearing it out. Jobster down low. Here's McHayden, shot, save by someone on Siena, as here come the Saints the other way. Jobster gonna try getting something in front. 6 takes it from him. 6 going to put it on the back wall. King Julian takes it along there. He's bumped off. 30 seconds remaining, and now if you're Siena, you gotta figure you're just trying to run the clock out, and if that was their goal, they have done a marvelous job of it thus far, as we are coming up on the final 15 seconds of this game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this will just about wrap things up. And you know what? Not only in the last few seconds have we seen Siena do a really good job of clock management, just running down the last few seconds until it has hit 0 and the ball has hit the dirt and Siena takes the win. But they were taking control of the entire match. The majority of the possession was going the way of Siena, and they were not giving it up whatsoever to Mount St. Mary's. So again, great plays being made by the Siena side, and they definitely weren't afraid to slow things down at times either, slowing down the pace of play and really adding method to the madness that is Rocket League.
Yeah, and you can see Mount St. Mary's, I kind of like this. They're talking with their coach. They're trying to recollect together to figure out what is the game plan. Obviously, what they came out trying to do here in this match was not what they wanted to do. So they kind of, hey, let's take a hot minute. Let's regroup as a team and let's figure out what we want to do. Because I love that you brought that up, Itsoka. It was just seemed like Siena had just nonstop aggressive. I feel like that ball just sat in the orange side of the field for what seemed like to be the entire match that was there. So I'd love to see a little bit more aggression come out from Mount St. Mary's. I'd like to see them start putting that ball deeper, play a little bit more aggressive, go for some of those demos, and try and open up the field so that way you can get those goals, because you cannot go down 0-3 again and let Siena just play this defensive run the clock out type of style.
All right, as we get ready for game number 2, the kickoff takes a wonky bounce off the sideball. 6 gonna fire that in, and Siena, as you mentioned it, gaining control of the ball here as Jobster fires one toward what looked like an open net before McHayden closed the distance on him. And now King Julian taking it here, demoed right there, putting a halt to any potential possession for his team, as this one scatters out to center. King Julian gonna fire it all the way down, but 6 able to make an easy play on the ball. But Mount being a little more aggressive. Now they did end up getting a, I guess you could call that a shot on target, but comes out to midfield. Jobster holding it in. Nobody on Mount able to get a touch on. Jobster was maybe trying to set something up, but nobody on Siena's side was there to pick up, as Hawk tries to play this ahead before King Julian pops it up. Taken there by Jobster. Hawk across to 6. Save by McHayden, but the rebound, oh, off the crossbar. And the scramble still has Siena in offensive possession. This comes across to Jobster. Oh, and this one in front, score! 6 for Siena, 1-0 in game number 2.
And look at the plays being made, the back and forth, the give and go. It hits the mark again. Great passes being made by Siena, and it is the pass plays that win the games. You have got to get the ball around. You have got to share the sugar. And Siena starting off strong here in game 2, taking the lead 1-0 with only a minute and a half gone off the clock.
Yeah, very fast, aggressive for Siena here. This is what we were worried about. They're seemingly just playing more as a unit, more as a team together. You saw them kind of keep that ball down range, and we're doing a fantastic job just playing off of each other, moving it around and getting it to where it needs to go. Thankfully, a Mount St. Mary's demo will come through. Hopefully can buy them this space as Fuzzy is playing towards that midfield, looking to make a move. Gets it up over the top, but 6 is there. We'll put it down through. King Julian gonna lob it up over the top and just try and clear this ball out, but it goes in front of the Siena goal. Can they make anything happen? No. Hawk not gonna let that go through.
And Siena still in control here. A couple of, mild opportunities from Mount St. Mary's there as this is sent down. Hawk gonna bang that the other way. This comes to 6, and the deflection just ends up going off the crossbar. But Fuzzy sends us ahead toward an open net. Tie game.
Yep, and that is a result of what over-aggression can really do to you. Again, the aggression being in that really just explosive offensive type of mindset can be a double-edged sword because, again, you send all the troops forward, you go for broke, and then all of a sudden you leave your net absolutely exposed, wide open, and it makes for easy open nets for Mount St. Mary's. So, again, Siena, once again, they're going to have to figure a way to take control back of the ball and start to slow things down a little bit like they did in game number 1.
Yeah, really just a classic kind of moment of just, I think, Siena getting a little too aggressive, right? They're definitely feeling themselves after that game number 1. They come in here, they're trying to do the same thing in game number 2, but Mount St. Mary's has made that read and are trying to put it to them, really make them punish them for that aggression, because like you said, Soka, when that net is wide open, if you get just a nice quick little shot, sometimes you get that little flip in the air, you get some little dribbles down lane, it's absolutely devastating as, whoa, that was a nice little shot on goal, looked like it was getting there aggressive. Hayden gonna try and clear this one out and not let it get on through.
As Mount St. Mary's playing with a little bit more confidence after that game tying goal, that equalizer coming up under a minute and a half. Fuzzy gonna play this in front for King Julian, but this could be a fast break for 6 toward a wide open net. Siena back in front. 6 from way downtown.
And what a read, what a fast break. And this is my favorite style of Rocket League. Notice at Siena, they didn't send all the troops forward. As a matter of fact, they gave Mount St. Mary the taste of their own medicine. They allowed their defense to become their offense, right? They're playing with their backs against the wall. They're getting save after save after save. And after Mount St. Mary's have exhausted their resources, that's when they send the long ball downfield to catch them off guard when they don't have any boost left in the tank and they simply can't recover.
Style of play like you mentioned. Ooh, this is getting pretty close. Can they get it out? Hawk finally is able to, but Fuzzy gonna keep putting it back down into blue territory. Siena, even off of that goal though, has had to play a lot of defense just up over the top. Jobster is here to clear it out towards mid. Fuzzy needs to get back on through. Is gonna collect some of that boost. King Julian maybe can get this up over the top. Can you put this center for maybe a nice little touch on in? McHayden going down the other side of the field. Can they manage to get there? Up over the top. It's a little bit to the left. 6 gonna go ahead and clear that one on out as we get down to the final meaning 30 seconds.
Mount St. Mary's chasing 1. McHayden flipping through the air. Jobster gonna deflect that away, but Fuzzy will be the first one to it. Fuzzy trying to flick that. 6 gonna deter it away. Fuzzy chasing it in the corner. Jobster bouncing it away. Single digits left on the clock. King Julian in the corner. It comes out in front to McHayden, but 6 gonna bounce that. Now this one held in, but it will not be enough. And Siena will go up 2-0 in this best of 5.
Yeah, they are definitely feeling themselves, and right now, it's going to be the stats that tell the tale. I mean, look at the shot count. You got 11 shots coming from Siena. Meanwhile, on the other side, you're looking at 8. And when you're thinking, well, that shot count, that's not a big disparity. It's only about 3 shots. Well, when your game is decided by only 1 goal, all of a sudden, that 3 shots, that becomes a pretty big 3, Dandro.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to kind of also look at it from just like a straight up percentage, standpoint. Yeah, 3 shots doesn't sound like much, but when it's 8, that you're looking at the other hand, that's some percentage. That's 30%. That's a 30% difference in shots. And, you know, when you have it coming down there, it just kind of goes to show the team that is playing a little bit more aggro. You're putting a lot more shots down range. You're just trying to kind of make it work. And that's what that tells me. When you have more shots that's there, you're just trying to maneuver out and you're trying to kind of just make that ball work, put it into positions that you and your team can kind of set up for, right? That's the number one thing that I'm kind of looking at between these two. That one goal that we saw from Mount St. Mary's was because they were able to position the ball exactly where they had it, and then were able to capitalize upon it, right? I'd love to see them pull up a little bit more of that, because Siena, that's what they're doing. They're just kind of rotating through the field as a team really well. They're putting the ball where they need to. They're just getting those shots on goal.
Yeah, and I agree. Mount St. Mary's did look a lot stronger in that game, in game number 2, you know, putting on a bit better of an offensive showing, and McHayden had a wide open net, but he just sort of airmailed it. Just sort of shanked it, if you will, as this one is still in the corner. Mount St. Mary's in a bit of the control. Hawk gonna be bumped off. Some nice, you know, forecheck, if you will, by King Julian as Fuzzy sends this one to McHayden. Retaining possession for Mount St. Mary's, but Hawk gonna rally that around. And Fuzzy gonna take it here. 6. Very nice defensive positioning from Siena. It comes out to Jobster. Jobster looking for 6. Mount gonna deter that, but it takes a Siena bounce. Comes out to midfield. McHayden gonna get a touch on it before Hawk. McHayden giving chase in the corner before he peels off. Gives way to Jobster, who gives way to 6. 6 in the corner, using up the last of his boost. Comes to Hawk, but Mount will take it out. King Julian with no boost, however, and he does get a demo though, but Siena still just weathering the storm here defensively. Oh my goodness!
Oh, and look at this, a floater, an absolute floater from the outside manages to go in off of this touch from Hawk, and I don't think anybody expected that to go in. And then you look at the back line of Mount St. Mary's, and I don't think they were expecting that to go in. They had 2 defenders in the right position, one on wall, one in your post, but I think there was a little bit of miscommunication. I think the player in near post thought the player on the wall was going to be able to get that save.
And Cams too, because you can see they were laughing. They're right there with you. They were like, wait, we got that? That went in? Like, what? Okay. Hey, you'll take it though. Early score, but guess what? Mount St. Mary's, while we're talking about it, not gonna let it go unanswered for too long. You can see their hype. You can see the energy there as they tie it up here and try to keep their tournament life on the line. Remind us, everybody, this is a best of 5. Siena is currently on match point. If they win this game, they will be moving on, and that'll be the end of the road for Mount St. Mary's. So tying this up this early in the game, that feels so good for Mount St. Mary's.
Again, and just talking about the shot there, just what a shot. I mean, you talk about shot choice and shot quality for certain situations. That was the best possible shot in that certain situation, as Mount being able to grab a bit of momentum in the corner, gonna get by Fuzzy, comes to midfield, and oh, King Julian not gonna be able to take it away from Hawk, but Fuzzy able to jab that head before it is easily turned over to Siena, as Jobster taking it here, slowing it down. Jobster trying to fake a couple of Mount St. Mary's defenders out, ultimately does not work. Fuzzy plays this across, but Hawk beats his man to the punch. Jobster off backboard. This could be something, but 6 not able to connect, not able to put everything on that shot, as Fuzzy gonna take it here, but Siena still holding the zone, but King Julian able to sort of squeeze it out. Hawk stealing boost though. That's gonna force them to retreat here.
All that Siena is bringing to the pitch here, because it's very much loose cannon offense. I feel like it's so wild that anything can go in. Anything, when it's being shot by Siena, just finds the back of the net. Like, look at this. It bounced off the wall, bounced off the sidebar, and fell into the back of the net. Unbelievable. Siena now up 2-1.
Jobster getting the crowd hype off of that one, letting them know that they are here. They want to take this in a 3-0 guaranteed, but hey, look who it is. King Julian answers right back, says, yeah, you can get the crowd hype. You might be pulling these little kind of sneaky snake little goals out, but guess what we're going to do? We are outplaying you in this game 3. It's not going to be easy. We're going to make it work for you. Mount St. Mary is doing a fantastic job of just not letting these Siena goals go unanswered. They are fighting back. They are keeping this one alive.
And if you think, if it weren't for those two, wonder goals, Mount St. Mary's would be up 2-0, and we'd be talking about how dominant of a defensive effort they've been putting up. I mean, if there were expected goals in Rocket League, Mount St. Mary's would be blowing Siena out of the water in this game. But alas, expected goals do not matter at the end of the day. Goals do, and Siena able to get a couple of them, no matter how fluky they may be. And now Mount St. Mary's putting on a little bit of pressure. McHayden backs off him and King Julian pinching in. Don't know if that was wise, but Fuzzy able to cover up there. Jobster gonna send this one all the way down. McHayden gonna seize control to Six. Six gonna give this one back, but now McHayden gonna try sending that one down. King Julian fires. Taken away by Six. Hawk across midfield. It takes a Siena bounce as it gives way to Jobster. In the corner, Jobster again. Comes across. Hawk not able to get a touch. Six able to back him up though to hold the zone. Coming up on 30 seconds now, 25. McHayden for Mount St. Mary's. Gonna try dribbling one ahead, but Fuzzy. This will be at midfield. Hawk gonna gather it here. Hawk trying to win the one-on-one, but Mount St. Mary's not letting that happen. King Julian scores! Mount St. Mary's goes ahead. With their backs to the wall, they answer the call. King Julian 3-2 with 10 seconds remaining.
And what a shot it was. A beautiful read at that, too. Getting it off the back wall right when they need it the most. I mean, again, they are on match point, but they are not going down without a fight. They managed to make the comeback here as the final second of game 3 will tick off the clock. This could be a last-ditch effort. The 50 is there, but the ball will hit the dirt. And that will be the first game on the board for Mount St. Mary's.
Little bit of hope in my brain that was like, is he really about to just air dribble this for the last 3 seconds to slot this in and tie us up to send it to overtime? Was very close on getting there, but unfortunately just falls short just a little bit. But Mount St. Mary's coming back in game number 3, finding their fire. Look at them, they are hyped. They're getting the energy there. This feels like they've kind of come online. They're feeling each other. Guess what? It just starts here now. All they need is one more game to push this to a game number 5. So if you're them, just gotta take it goal by goal. Don't worry about it too much. It's kind of the fun parts of Rocket League, right? It's a quick, snappy game. Just worry about your next goal. Just worry about getting that lead, run out that 5-minute timer, and get to a game number 5. If you are Siena, take a little bit of a look at what you did, right? Look at your mistakes. It was obvious your aggressive play style is now being punished. Maybe got to play a little bit more defense. Be a little bit more cautious about leaving your net wide open.
As we get set up in game number 4, Jobster gonna try dunking that in from the awkward angle. I saw Zen do that at RLCS Worlds last year. That guy's pretty good at the video game. As this comes out to midfield, here's Jobster sending one ahead for 6. Now Mount St. Mary's with their newfound momentum and life, not just in this series, but in this season, as 6 takes this ahead into the corner. It comes to McHayden, who dribbles it, gonna be taken care of by 6, who will be not met by Fuzzy, but ultimately Mount St. Mary's not able to break it out as 6. Keeping up the pressure for Siena. This is more like what we've seen in games 1 and 2 as the demo by Hawk. Siena briefly with numbers, but McHayden able to take care of that as they get to even strength.
demo, but they don't get the goal. Not going to happen there. Mount St. Mary's able to recover. And you know what I got to tell you? I really need to see those game one demos from Siena, because Siena in game one, oh my God, were they malicious. They were able to get demos all across the board, and they were stacking up the body count. We need to see that Siena. Otherwise, Mount St. Mary's might be able to push this to a game 3.
Definitely could. You can see they're just trying to basically attack this goal over and over and over again. I'm totally on board with you. Those demos are what gave them the opportunity they needed to start their attacks that they needed to have. But you can see right now Siena's doing a great job. I feel like they heard the call. They're playing their defense. Look at that little pass off Jobster. Trying to be able to get that one up, start sending it on down, but they're not going to let that happen. Hawk trying to be able to make something happen. It's going to send it wide though. 6 is here. But right so far, Mount St. Mary's doing a great job of just not letting this ball get anywhere close near their goal. Siena needs to be able to start putting on the pressure.
A very low scoring, a very low event affair thus far compared to the last game, where it seems like there was something wacky happening every minute as 6 sends this toward net. And Mount St. Mary's tried to maybe get a weird redirect. We're talking about weird goals, but 6 will take this ahead. Gathered by Hawk, comes in front, was trying to set up 6, but Mount was ready for it as Jobster. Gonna briefly hold it. Now he does send it in. Fuzzy, 6 holds. 6 gonna try putting one toward net. Easy play for McHayden. Jobster just sending it around that corner, just trying to make something work, but Mount St. Mary's just ready for that play and not letting them make it as McHayden sends one toward net, and a good save there by, I believe that was Jobster, to keep this game scoreless.
What a save it was. Honestly, I really thought that one was going in. As you can see, another big demo coming in from Hawk. And, once again, we are seeing the demo starting to really awaken, especially in the second half of this game number 4, as now a big open net opportunity will go in off of a missed touch from Siena, but it does say in Rocket League Pro, we take those. Mount St. Mary's not going to be upset with that at all.
You can see Jobster was there trying to be able to bring that one back on it, but just a little bit too late in front of the goal. So Mount St. Mary's will go up 1-0 with only a minute and a half remaining. They burned so much time just trying to get that one goal that could be just all they need. Can Siena answer on back? Now, we saw in game number 1, Siena was doing a great job of finding those very fast goals, but once we got back to that game number 3, Mount St. Mary's was also able to answer back with those. So every team very capable of finding these very fast and quick goals, but can they do it in this last final minute? It is a tall order for Siena.
And Mount St. Mary's doing a lot better defensively, as I noticed in my last little play-by-play round. Siena trying to set up something in that right-hand corner, but Mount St. Mary's was just not letting it happen. They kept letting them cycle it around before eventually they were able to get it broken out in 6. Maybe able to set up Hawk, but the demo just sort of clotheslines him. And oh, another demo. Just very physical game as Jobster sends this ahead, and now Siena, you gotta wonder, maybe they're starting to feel a little bit of the pressure here. The higher seed, they have the lead, but Jobster makes my voice crack, and he ties the game at 1 with 24 to go.
And that right there was a 3-way play. I mean, every single player was involved on that one. Like, yeah, sure, we got to see 6 give the ball up to Jobster, and they make the play, right? But if you blink, you would have missed it, and that was Hawk being able to get the demo, and now Jobster off the kickoff takes the lead with only 21 seconds to go.
Back-to-back goals. Jobster just absolutely broke some ankles there, ripped some tires to shred as he gets the little deke to the right, flips it left, gets it up on over in 20 seconds remaining. Can Mount St. Mary's answer back here in the final moments? Tournament life on the line. Can they make it happen? Huge demo. Jobster setting it up again. Last 10 seconds. Where is it going to go? Gets put into Siena territory. Fuzzy trying to be able to make something happen. McHayden is here, but it's getting put down to Mount St. Mary's. Ball in the air. Fuzzy, one last-ditch effort, but it's gonna be 6. Up over the top, puts it in the dirt, and that is Siena winning map number 4 and moving on into the bracket.
And a very solid effort from Siena. As I mentioned, the pressure, but 2 goals in very rapid succession in the final 25 seconds. Just a very, very clutch effort from them as they move on to the semifinals to face my Iona Gales for the second year in a row. Siena looking for a little bit of retribution there from Iona as they're looking to find a different fate as opposed to last year where Iona beat them in 4 games. But a very solid effort from Siena in this one. Very sound defensively, fundamental offensively, making the nice plays, making the nice passes, making the plays when they need to be made. Even when Mount St. Mary's made a little bit of a late push, I figured we saw like a little bit of a different team from Mount St. Mary's after game 1 in the first half of game 2. So a solid effort from them. It's unfortunate for them that their season is ending this soon, but as the handshake line on stage proceeds, Mount St. Mary's season is over and Siena's is still alive.